All right, I think we are live. We are live. We've got a bunch of chat going on already. All right, what's happening, fishing friends? Welcome to a kind of an impromptu surprise live. I hope everybody had a good holiday. Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate. Happy holidays, and hope everybody is doing fine. I mean, we just kind of off the cuff said, hey, Rand Dizzle, you want to go live? He's like, yeah, we should go live. So we're live.
Yeah, might as well. Why not, right?
Why not? Day after Christmas. Hopefully everybody got some cool stuff. If you celebrate, if you don't, maybe you just found some deals. Right now is a great time to find deals and stuff going on. So hopefully y'all picked up some stuff. We're going to touch on that. We figured we'd go over some storage stuff. Right now here in Iowa, it's kind of a slow time for us. We're kind of in that middle, waiting for the ice to be thick enough and safe enough, but we don't really have open water anymore. So we're going to talk about what do you do in the downtime? Cleaning up stuff, organizing, tackle storage, just kind of a little bit of stuff, new stuff. You got anything new? What'd you get, Dizzle? Anything fun for old Christmas?
Yeah. Well, me personally, with schedules and everything like that, me and the fam haven't, we haven't actually gotten together yet. I know personally, as of this moment, I'm super excited for that Red Gills bag. I came, stopped over at your place the other day and picked it up. And from the onset, it looks like it's going to be a solid bag. So I'm super excited to, start throwing stuff in there, getting that all put together. And, we'll talk a little bit later here, but, ultimately about some more storage things and stuff like that. But that's my big ticket item right now. Is figuring out how that bag is going to work the best for me.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that too. Just looking at the size difference compared to like the tackle warehouse bag, it's quite a bit beefier, quite a bit more storage.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested to see how you're going to set that up.
Yeah, definitely. And if you want to, at any point in time, I'll let you carry it.
Really? You'll let me carry both
Yeah,
mine and yours? A gentleman
totally.
and a scholar.
100%.
Me, I got my family went in on an electric ice auger for me. So I have my old man's hand-me-down arm thing, and it's like I get done doing 2 holes, and it feels like I'm going to have a coronary heart attack. So they went in on me, or went in. Well, geez, how many have I had to drink? Went in together to get me an electric auger. So it's like a lithium battery powered. I'm interested to see how it does. My old man's got the propane powered auger. And then he also this year got the attachment to have a drill one. His buddy has one, and they really like that. So we're going to have kind of a plethora. So we might do kind of a comparison between all of them, seeing how long holes take to drill and stuff. Me and my man were talking about that. So we're excited to get out on the ice. I saw a couple of people say Northern Iowa, they've had ice. Honestly, this weekend we've had enough cold. We probably could have went out today to some small ponds and hit some ice fishing, but my schedule didn't work out. My old lady worked today, so we're here talking live. I'm excited. We've got, 180
Yeah,
some
that's
people?
gonna.
Sweet.
Yeah, I think that's what I saw last. I've probably done a little bit more ice fishing than what you have.
Yeah, I haven't done a
And
ton.
I've seen for quite a while where people, they literally just have an attachment that fits onto the end of like an electric drill or something like that. So I'm
Yeah.
really excited to see how yours works. I've had the experience with the gas drills, and mine is, the hand crank, and I think
Yeah.
my blades are pretty dull right now, so it takes a little bit extra muscle to get through the ice.
Yeah, it's definitely a workout. I mean, it's a nice workout, but I don't want to be huffing and puffing when I'm trying to catch at least one fish. Okay,
Right.
so storage. So Randy, what kind of prompted this is old Dizzle and I were talking earlier, and he said he was organizing tackle right now. Kind of that dead time, the in between. Great time to do all your tackle storage. Putting new line on rods. Randy, you said you got a little frustrated. Why? What was going on?
Yeah, I mean, so traditionally what I do is I have, and I wish I had the size of it, but I just keep a tote in the back seat of my truck. And in that tote, I have some of what are they, the Bass Mafia money bags, which I keep a lot of the plastics in, which I've gotten a few more now, so I can actually sort out the plastics a little bit better. So now I have them as like anything you'd use on a Texas rig and a trailer and all that stuff, where now I can switch it up a little bit more. But the frustration came from the sheer amount of stuff that I realized that I have.
Yep.
And furthermore, the sheer amount of, I don't want to say wasted money because I'll actually use them, but all of the extra money that I spent on a duplicate lure that I already had four, five, six, or 10 of already when I could have tried something else out, not realizing that I already had a bunch of them. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep. Yeah, it's easy to do that. I'm kind of in the same boat. You get a whole bunch of those packs and stuff that gets kind of pushed to the side, and you open it up and it's like Christmas. I mean, we're around that, but Christmas, any time of the year when you find one of those boxes, you're like, I didn't know I had all those. So I completely hear you there.
Yep. I actually ran across a Bass Pro Shop bag, and that had jigs and trailers and swim baits, and I was just like, I don't remember getting any of this stuff.
Yep. This is sweet. Let's see. Let's jump
Right.
over to chat real quick. I'm just trying to catch up. I'm way behind. Let's see. I did see one. Somebody asked about Guggen baits. Talk about Guggen baits and be honest. Dizzle and I have already done that. I have nothing against the Guggens or Guggen baits. Randy and I have both used their stuff. And I think we both kind of come to the same conclusion that they work. They make some good baits, but the durability is just not the best. It's kind of like Yamamoto stuff. It's good, but you get one fish on it maybe.
I'll say that obviously we're in the same boat. They're good. I like the baits themselves. The biggest thing is I don't even necessarily feel like they have Yamamoto durability, and that's not very much durability. There's times where I'm pulling it through like some grass, or there's a little bit of a stick lay down or something like that, and I'm coming back with half a trailer.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really, really frustrating considering, the price that, you're paying for them.
Right.
You would want a little bit more durability than what that is.
Right. I used the trench hog, and actually the durability on those was fine. I didn't get any of the things ripped off. And toward the head, it got tore up after a few fish. But the trench hog is kind of a weird, different style. I kind of like that one, actually.
I did actually see somebody just a second ago. I missed who it was. They talked about the Rattling Neds.
That's another
I will
good
say,
one. Yeah.
I have no problem with the Rattling Neds whatsoever.
Yeah.
I feel like, if you get a solid bait that doesn't have any appendages on it or anything like that, I feel like those are pretty durable. And I did actually see that they, I don't know how this is going to be, but they put the rattle in a lot of new lures in their most recent launch. So they came out with some minis of pretty much everything that they have right now.
Yeah, I didn't see those.
And they threw Rattling Neds in all of them. So I'm not quite sure what that's all about, but we'll see.
We shall see. And I completely forgot my brother Martin. I don't know if he's on still, but he actually made a bunch of DEBO'S stickers. I forgot about it. I'm glad he jumped on. But he said give away some stickers. I do have a couple giveaways planned. So tonight, since we're talking about some storage stuff, this is one of the most common questions I get. I put in a Black Friday tackle warehouse order. Finally got it. I know they're a little bit behind, but these deals. So you all see me use them in the videos, and everybody asks, what do I use these bait covers? What are they? Where do I get them? So these things are Velcro. So like when you've got a treble hook lure, you just put this over your treble hook lure. It Velcros all the way around, so you don't have any like spots where it can slip through, and it keeps your Velcro, or it keeps your lure safe inside that Velcro deal. So I picked up a couple of these for me. I picked up a couple extras, a 6-inch and an 8-inch version. So in case you've got like a longer walking style bait versus just a smaller crankbait. So I've got a set of those and then another set. So I'm going to do 2 separate giveaways today. I'll also throw in some of those DEBO'S stickers. Martin, thank you so much for making those for me. I owe you, brother. And then I'll also throw in one of my custom cranks too. So I figure the Velcro deal, a sticker, and a lure of your choice. We'll talk on Instagram later and get that set up. But stay tuned. Randy's will have to figure out a way we're going to do the giveaway. I don't know. We didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
But.
One thing I did want to jump in on is with those bait covers, there's a lot of them that you don't have. They don't all have to have treble hooks. Anything really. I noticed a lot of them, especially I like them on those pesky spinning rods that always get hung up on everything. I like to throw one of those on whatever lure I have tied on to my spinning rod, just because it seems like they always catch, a line or another hook or, anything like that. And those things are amazing. I know I have the Berkeley ones. They were more of like a wrap. I
Yep.
didn't necessarily care for those. I do really like the rectangle styled ones, and um, those are really the best, I personally believe. And the other big thing is you want Velcro that goes around the entire perimeter.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I've also had a couple that, they just had, a long strip on the side, a little space on the end, middle spaces, and all that stuff. And it just seems like whatever a hook wants to do, it's going to do, and it's going to find a way out of that thing.
100%.
So,
Yep.
yep,
Velcro all the way around is the way to go. We had
definitely.
Tamara Thomas said, I love watching him when he uses frogs. Debo. Dizzle and I do both love the frog game. And Chuckle when he says, caught another Debo dink. Well, you probably laugh a lot watching my videos then. What do you guys think about Mr. Twister plastics? Tacklebox Mike asks. Man, Mr. Twisters are old school. I've got a bunch of grubs, old school crappie, just the little twister tail grubs. Grandizzle, I'm sure you've got some from back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, the crazy thing about it is I went downstairs into the basement, and I grabbed all of the other fishing stuff that was down there, because there was, totes inside of totes inside of totes, and I was just like, I gotta clean all this stuff up. And I actually went through and I found, I can't remember what they were, but they weren't twister tails. They were like basically a little stick bait that go on a tiny little jig head, and those things are crazy. Honestly, river fishing, anything with a twister tail on it, river fishing I've always found works out really, really well.
Yep. Actually, and Tamara, I'm sorry, Thomas, I don't know how you say it, but asking about a storage deal that's waterproof. That's actually something we're going to talk about here soon. So that's something that I found, I don't know, a few years back, and I'm glad I did. They're handy, especially if you're doing like kayak stuff, but we are going to touch on that. Let's see, what else? Let's get into that. So, Randy, tackle storage.
Yeah.
Are there any tips or anything you've learned that you think would help people out, or things that you've kind of discovered along the way that you're like, damn, I wish I would have done that or known that sooner? Sorry to put you on the spot.
Honestly, my biggest thing is, and this is gonna sound super silly, but I actually went to like a Dollar Tree, so like a Dollar General, just like a dollar store. And what I did was I was looking for just like a Tupperware container. So what I actually keep all of my frogs in is essentially a big Tupperware container. So, I mean, they're super cheap. They're made, well, if it's at the dollar store, it's $1, obviously. But they work well enough. Sometimes the lids aren't the best fit, but for $1, I can deal with it. So I use a lot of those. As far as like waterproof stuff, anything that I'm carrying in my backpack. I think, Debo, you just held up a tackle box there that had the 3 clamps on each side, and then it's got a grommet that goes all the way around it. I always go with something like that, especially for, sounds silly, but anything that's got a hook on it. I like, to keep as much moisture out as physically possible.
Yeah, so what Randy's talking about, Plano makes these. I don't have my Flambeau over here. Flambeau makes them, I'm sure every company does now, but it's got this black rubber seal, a ring that goes all the way around it. So when you shut this baby up, it's completely waterproof. As long as you don't overfill it. I've heard some people say they don't work, but I've also seen some people that have this thing stuffed to the brim. So if you have hooks or anything that's sticking up over this where it's going to bulge in the middle, sometimes it can impact with it. I know a lot of kayak guys like this type stuff. Like you were saying, Randy, I have since switched to anything that goes in my backpack. There's been a couple times where we've been out in the rain and got stuff soaked, or you kick a bag over and it gets knocked in. You don't have to worry about your hooks rusting in this type of stuff. I think actually it's Flambeau that even has the Zurest rust proof or whatever, but they're supposed to keep your hooks even if they do get damp, like from rusting or whatever. But yeah, these things are nice. Having waterproof deals, and like you were saying, the clamps. Unlike a lot of the old cheapy Planos, they just had the 2 little plastic tabs. I don't know how many of those I broke over the years. And you'd like have to drill holes and keep it together with like a twist tie or something.
Yep. Those ones that I'm not sure they keep the water out, the rust resistant ones. I don't have a whole lot of experience with those. Traditionally, aren't the inserts like blue or something like that signify that it's rust proof stuff.
I think so.
I haven't messed around with a whole lot of those, but they do sound potentially worth it if I do start to run into an issue with like rust. But so far, I really haven't. And I get into it, I start fishing, and I'm not paying attention, and that's part of one of the reasons why my sorting everything out so far has been a pain in the back. But I'm just throwing stuff in. I'm cutting off lures. I'm throwing it back in a tackle bag or a box or anything like that. And I haven't honestly run into a whole lot of issues. So maybe others are doing something a little bit different than me, but like I said, as of now, there's not a whole lot of need for it.
Yeah, comment and let us know if you've learned any tips for organizing. I've actually had a few people asking me this. I did a video a while back and asking me tips on like how do you put these in, or how do you do storage for crankbaits and stuff. Everybody's kind of got their own different little deals. Some guys like one big box. I know some guys like Randizzle was showing me these little, I don't know who makes them, but they're little plastic things you can like click on the bottom of the treble hooks so they don't get tangled. Those are nice, but I would see myself not using those, I'll be honest. But I tried those ones you gave me, and they're awesome. They're really nice. They just clip on. And let's see, I did have. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, honestly, back in the day, I had subscriptions to Mystery Tackle Box. Hint, hint. Maybe something coming in the future on that. But I had come across like a 6-pack, so like 12 individual treble hook blockers or covers or cases, however you want to say it. And just like Debo, they're really nice, because the last thing I want to do is shove my hand into the bottom of my tackle bag and forget that I threw my Larry Dahlberg Whopper Plopper in there and catch a hook in the thumb. These things totally cover up the hook, but for me, they're just not practical. I'm never gonna be aware enough to replace them each and every time. So
yeah, put it away, put the things on. Yeah, I think I'd be in the same boat, man. Yeah, there's definitely. Also, I forgot about that other one. It's I forget what it's called. Lure Lock. That's the new one we were talking about the other day. It's like a plastic case, and it's got like that reusable gluey stuff, so you can like stick them in there and it like sticks to it. I don't know how long this stuff sticks, if it's a gimmick or not. I've heard people talk about them, but I don't know. It's kind of cool.
Kind of like those
keeps them from rattling
slappy
around.
hand things.
Yeah, you throw on the wall. Yeah. If you get tired of your tackle box, you can throw it at the wall and it sticks. No. Thrive Fishing asked, what hard baits should I buy? All of them. No, I don't. Man, that's a wide open question. I think that's probably a whole nother live baits. Hard baits.
Honestly, I've gotten to the point where Debo got me into the what was it, the big pencil baits. What were those Strike King ones in that big reservoir we had? Yeah, the Sexy Dogs. I'd never thrown anything like that. I'd thrown maybe a Zaro Spook every once in a while, but never anything like that, and never with any type of success. And shoot, it get a little bit of anything, get a little bit of everything, whatever's in your price range. Just try to branch out, try something new. Watch a YouTube video.
There's a few of them out there.
There are a couple.
Okay. So, all right. So let's go back to organizing. So one thing that I know I was getting questions on is, what do you do if you're going to pack light? And, obviously Randizzle and I do a lot of bank fishing. How do you organize your tackle bag? I've got so much. How do I know what to take? I've said it before. Randy does the same thing. We don't take everything with us in our tackle bags. So like I was showing you, this is a great example of a way to kind of mix and match. So this is, let's see, what series is this? The 520. This is a 3600 size, the 5-20. And I think I can fit 4 of these in my tackle warehouse bag. You can fit like the bigger 3700 size, a decent amount bigger than this, like 2 of those. But I like these because it kind of gives you a few different options. So in here you can have over here like all your crankbaits, in different deals. But I like that it's got the bigger thing here, so I could stack up like swim jigs in one, spinner baits in one, jigs in one. It just kind of gives you a way to get different stuff, as opposed to, so many of them are just the lines, and you can't put a ton of stuff in here. You can't put like your spinner baits, buzz baits. So then it's like, what do I do with all that stuff? And I know you've got like it almost looks like a CD case where you store your like spinner baits and buzz baits.
Yeah,
That thing's pretty
yep.
cool.
It's a, I think it's a Falcon, Falcon spinnerbait holder, and
Yeah,
essentially, it's got a little groove that you set it. And I honestly have no idea where it is now, but I
I thought
just
you were
saw it
organizing
yesterday.
today.
Yeah, I just saw it
Case in
yesterday.
point.
I think it grew legs and walked away. But essentially, it's a clamshell. So like pretend like you have a case for your sunglasses or your reading glasses. Make it triple the size, like wide, and it pops open. And in there, it's got a little row for your spinner bait. The one long wire to lay in, and then it's got an upside down hook where you stick the actual top wire. The only thing I've always been kind of worried about is those bigger spinner baits, that potentially it might, bend the wire a little bit too much, or it might be out of whack. So it's something you definitely want to watch. But I switch between that. So if I know I'm going to be throwing a lot of spinner baits, I'm going to put that in my bag. And I have one of those plastic boxes. Debo, I know everybody's got them, but I remember talking to you about them. And I think I actually carried one in my bag for a little while, and the
He's talking
sound
about
of
the big square old school spinnerbait boxes where you put them upright and they all fit like
yeah.
this. Yeah, and they jangled. It's a hard plastic box, old Plano that jangles. Yeah.
Oh my God. There's been times where I've literally pulled over on the side of the road, searched in my backseat to find that box, pulled them all out of there, and took them off of the middle dividers just because the jangle was driving me crazy. But going back to it, I like that little clamshell because I can throw those in there. I can throw underspins in there. I can really throw a whole lot of different types of baits in there. It's not meant for anything other than spinner baits,
Open hook
but
stuff. It's great for open hook exposed
yeah.
things.
Yeah, definitely. I like to kind of think outside the box, and whatever works is going to work for me.
We had Tom Stoffer said, "Go Hawks." I know. I almost took this off before getting on live. I was so disgusted last night. I went to bed so pissed off. I couldn't believe they threw that basketball game. So I contemplated not even wearing this in disputing the old Hawks, but we'll see what happens, Tom. I had somebody else ask. Kamal Cade said, "Debo, any ideas for an affordable rod for my dad?" An affordable rod. I'm actually, so far, I need to do the full video on it, but that Shimano Caius combo that I got from Walmart, it's like $97 for the rod and reel. Man, I think that might be one of the best $100 rod and reel combos. Just for a rod, depending on how much you want or want to spend. Man, there's a ton of options out there right at $100. Even going lower right now, you can find those sales around Christmas. Get out and get looking.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. The other big thing is, depending on height, honestly, I hate to say it, but a gift card for something like that might almost be a little bit better just because it's going to vary on, their height, their build, their things like that. I was talking to somebody on Instagram the other day about rods.
Getting to feel it first.
Yep, definitely. But what was it? That rod from Walmart that you were talking about. I know I cast it a few times. It felt very, very, very smooth. It was a good casting rod. It was definitely. I wasn't thinking it was right around that price range. I thought it was probably a little bit more than that. But yeah, that's it. That's a really good option.
So I had Ranger and Chris McFay, both of them saying, "Hey, what's up? What is up, guys?" Those are both two good guys that are always watching. Let's see. What else? Well, before we get to more comments, Randizzle, what else did you want to talk about for storage? Anything else before we move on?
So yeah, storage. The other big thing for me, and the other big thing that's always been a hassle for me, is soft plastics. You never know what the water is going to be like before you show up.
Yes.
You don't know if you need a natural color. You don't know if you need something that's going to stand out. You don't know what it's going to be. So my biggest thing is, and I think Debo, this year we kind of both got a little bit more into like the money bag type of bags.
I'll grab one. I was going to talk about that for plastics. I'll be back.
Honestly, yeah, go ahead, grab one. But what I was saying is, honestly, those things are the bee's knees. Like, sounds silly, but what I like to do, and actually what I used to do, is I used to take all my soft plastics and I'd throw them in a gallon Ziploc bag. And crazy enough, that Ziploc bag would actually deteriorate over time and it would end up just ripping out. So it was, me having to throw another Ziploc bag in there. With these, you don't have to worry about it. So personally, as I hear Debo scurrying back right now, what I'm doing is I think they're maybe an 8 by 11 or maybe more like a 10 by 12, somewhere along those lines. They're a decent sized bag. Do you know what size that is, Debo?
I
Oh,
don't know if it says.
well,
This is the Sixth Sense one.
but if you had a
Let's see.
guess, what's that size? Maybe 10-inch by
14, yeah, maybe a
12,
14 by 12, something like that. 12 by 14.
14 by 12. So something like that is going to work perfect for me to throw all of my trailers in. Any type of trailer that I may throw, on a jig or anything else like that, I'll throw them all into one bag. And then they actually have those smaller money bags that are, quite a bit smaller. So maybe
That's what I
half
was going to
that.
grab. Yeah, they're like this, and that's actually what I've been using to throw my spinnerbaits, chatterbaits,
Yep.
that extra stuff in there because the walls are thick. Actually, the Sixth Sense ones are kind of not as thick, but like the Tackle Warehouse, and these are actually on sale right now. I think they're regularly like $10, and you can fit a
Yeah.
ton of stuff in there. But they've got Bass Mafia makes just like a little small one that's just bigger than the size of your hand, and that's what I've been throwing my extra spinnerbaits and stuff in, and then just throwing that in my bag.
Yeah, so what I'll do is once I get a good idea as to what is actually going on, excuse me. I know Debo's actually given me quite a hard time on multiple instances
I don't ever
where
give you a
I'm,
hard time.
whatever, where I'm digging in the back seat, through this big tote of all these different soft plastics and things like that, trying to find the ones that I want to throw into the smaller one. And it's just, honestly, it's so convenient. You throw that, you don't even need a big bag. You can have like a little shoulder sling or something like that. Or honestly, if you have like a hoodie or, something like that, you could throw the bag just
Or
in your
cargo
hoodie
shorts.
pocket. And
We're grandfathered in because we're over 35. We're grandfathered in. We can wear cargo shorts.
I think I'm grandfathered in either way because, it's 40 degrees and I wear shorts.
You
So
always wear
I think I'm
shorts.
good. Right. So, things like that, to me, I'm just trying to think ahead of time. Hey, I know I want X, Y, and Z bait. How can I get it to the water with the littlest amount of effort? And that's, one of these small money bags that I took out of a bigger money bag that was in the big tote in the back seat of my truck.
Yeah, like what we've been doing. Randy got a number of these, and these are great because like the way he's done it, he has his big tote, like his big Rubbermaid tote or whatever, and then has multiple of these in there, slotted up like books, and he'll have one for like trailers, one for worms, one for stick baits, whatever. And that's a great way to do it because you might have just a small backpack where I'm carrying, a big handful of plastics. And like, well, for a perfect example, we've gone to places and I've packed for clear water. We get out there not even thinking about it, and it's muddy or dirty as heck. And it's like, crap, all I've got's natural colors. Like I didn't bring any black and blue, anything. And I'll just basically run back to the truck, switch my stuff out because I've got a couple of these, switch colors, and then we can go fishing. As opposed to, people saying, well, I don't know what it's going to be like when I get there. How do I make sure I pack enough tackle on there? Because as well as I do, you get enough in there and it's uncomfortable to lug around all day. So
Oh, yeah.
keep the extra stuff in
100%.
the car and just take what you need and then go back, as you need to and replenish or, switch colors, whatever.
Yeah, and the only other thing I wanted to kind of bring up, because you brought up those lure covers, what I'll do, and honestly, I think I stole the idea from you, is because I've gotten so many of these, lure protectors, I'll go and I'll, say I know I'm going to throw a rattle trap or a lipless, whatever you want to call it. I'll go and I'll take one of those lure covers and I'll throw, anywhere from 10 to, 15 different rattle traps in there and then throw that whole thing in my bag. Granted, it's kind of a mess when it comes out, but I don't have to worry about grabbing a huge plastic or, anything like that.
Yep, 100%, absolutely. We do have to give a shout out to 84 Neil Bone dropping $5. Thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated. I do recognize the name. You've got the crazy deal. I hate when you subscribe Fish and Friends out there, change your name or change your little avatar thing, because I get to know people like that, and then I'll know the avatar, but I don't know the name, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? This isn't this person. People are getting sneaky out there. But Neil, thank you very much, sir. Also, last live, I didn't have the notifications turned on my OBS screen thing that I'm looking at here, but Steve donated $5 and Spencer Snyder donated to the channel. So thank you guys very much. I did turn that on. You guys don't need to do that, but I'm going to put this back into giveaways and unboxing stuff and try to get back to all of you. So thank you very much, Neil.
Yeah, definitely awesome guys. That's amazing. I just responded to an Instagram message earlier today, and somebody reached out to me, and just a random fishing friend. Sorry, fishing friend.
Fishing, get it right, Dizzle. Fishing.
Right. I'm sorry. He's like, hey, Merry Christmas. I hope everything's well. Things like that. Honestly, that stuff blows me away, man. We're, like I said in my response to him, we're just two random dudes from Iowa. One of us, has an immaculate beard, and the other's got a subpar one. But
and the other one's got a fake one. I've been accused of having a fake beard. Randy still laughs at that.
I do.
I'll show you my fake beard, Randy.
But it's like I was saying, you guys you're truly amazing. It really blows me away. I was telling Debo the other day, and sorry, this is a little bit of sidetrack here. I was out fishing one of the ponds that we, filmed a video at, and out of nowhere, somebody's like, Randizzle, and I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I'm no Tom Cruise over here. Why am I getting, called out by name?
You're better looking than Tom Cruise. I'd rather take you on a date than him.
Clearly I am. So, but no, all of it is amazing. You guys are truly, truly awesome. And, just to get out here, part of the reason that I wanted to, join Debo this evening is to, just talk and, if you guys got question. Yeah, dude, I love fishing. There's nothing that I love more than just
Randizzle, that's some of the feedback that we get the most is people are like, hey, we could go have a beer with Debo and Dizzle. These are just two guys that love to fish. And that's it. We're not anybody, famous or crazy. We're just two dudes that love to fish. So we're blown away by the support.
Definitely.
Let's see. I did have one other question.
Greg, that was you. Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt. Greg chimed in there.
Yep. Greg's a good guy. There was somebody else, and my stupid thing went all the way down. Darn it. Okay, well, while I'm getting caught back up, I'll get talking about something different. Okay, so we wanted to talk storage. So if you haven't, use those rubber storage deals that have the thing around the lip, so it's completely watertight, sealed. Look at taking extras with you in the car or truck. Put them in there. Make sure you've got extras, and don't overpack your bag. Simplify. Like, if you take a green pumpkin in a soft plastic and a black and blue in a soft plastic, and if you've got shad lakes or you're trying to mimic bait fish, a white and something moving, you're going to be golden. You don't have to, Randy and I both get kind of in the thought process of, well, you've got a few special colors and you want to bring them. Man, if you're just starting out, stay simple, pack light. Like we've said before, time on the water is the most important. So don't think that you need 1,800 different soft plastics in there.
Yeah, one of my biggest things is, and again, going back to, trying to reorganize all my storage stuff, is I'm like pulling out all these different trailers, all these Strike King Rage trailers. And I was like, why do I have 17 packs of green pumpkin or, something along those lines? And it's like, it's simple. It works. I'm going to get it. And I'm not necessarily going to pay attention to what my stockpile is. And if I'm out and I'm buying and they have it, I'm probably just going to pick up, a pack here or there.
That's another good point. Also want to give Jason Emmerich a shout out for the $5 donation. Thank you, sir. You guys are awesome. Love watching you for the entertainment and for soaking up some knowledge from you. Keep it up, Debo. Thank you, Jason. Also got one from Alex Martinez. Keep the content coming. Yep. Best fishing channel. Greetings from California. Thank you very much, Alex. I appreciate you guys. Anil also gave me another one, said, you deserve it as much as I bug you on Instagram. I'm an open book. If I can help you guys on Instagram, feel free to bother myself or Randizzle. We will try to help you as much as we can.
100%.
I was going to say something else, and it just completely flew my mind, Randizzle. Oh, one other thing I was going to say. So you're talking about having multiples. Yes. Look for good deals and buy extra then. Throughout the year, if you find like a half off
Hmm.
deal or, buy one, get one free or something like that, grab a few at that time. You might not necessarily have the money throughout the whole year, but if you've got a little extra money, spend it then. Get the stuff that you like you're saying. War Eagle finesse jigs, Rage Craw, chunk trailers. I know you're going to throw 18 billion of those throughout the year. Get snagged. So that's
Yep.
a good thing. Same thing with like me and Ned rigs. If you find Z-Man stuff or whatever,
Yep.
grab those extra when you can find them on sale.
The other thing that I kind of want to jump in real quick
Yeah,
is
yeah.
is just because you're at Walmart or, any other of the, local stores like that may have fishing stuff, don't feel weird about, going out and, looking for it. Um, they may have stuff there. And honestly, I was at Walmart maybe, month ago or so, and I found a bunch of chatterbaits just like on an end cap for sale for a really good price. So, granted, I don't need chatterbaits, but I went ahead and picked them up just because they're on a good sale, and you might as well get it while the getting's good.
Absolutely, and that's a good point. Like I'll laugh when I see YouTube videos of like a challenge to use this Walmart lure. Like, man, I was buying Walmart lures forever because I was broke poor and that's all I had. So I kind of chuckle at that. But mine, for whatever reason, I don't know if like they get overstock stuff and they're trying to get rid of it. But my Walmart, and that's why I become so confident with the Pit Boss. For the longest time, they had like a huge box of Pit Bosses for like $1.99. Talk about stocking up.
Hmm.
That's why I fished those forever. Damn, they work cheap. So look out for those. They'll have like the boxes on the bottom of like overstuff,
Yep,
soft
that
plastics.
bottom shelf,
Yep.
very bottom. Make sure and check those out.
Jimmy Hogan with the donation. Thank you, Jimmy. He said, Debo, you're a great teacher. Hope you keep it up. It's always fun to watch you both. Well, Jimmy, we appreciate you, sir. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Rubber
Yeah.
Mark Thierbalt said Rubbermaid Brilliance containers have a decent rubber gasket with a good locking lid. Check for sales at your local grocery stores. That's a great point. Like you and I were saying,
Yes.
you were using a pencil box. You don't have to get the name brand stuff. If you're not trying to get like a certain shape that's going to fit in your bag, those Rubbermaid deals. Somebody else was saying they had like these really hard locking like shoebox deals. I guess for like sneakerheads
Okay.
that have tons of shoes. But they said that's what
Okay.
they use. So
Yeah,
heck,
like you just
think
said,
outside the box.
I literally went out. I literally went out and I think I was at Target, and I don't know about your guys' Targets around wherever you are, but mine, they have nothing as it comes for fishing. They have some split shots and maybe a couple of tiny, tiny hooks. So I was looking for some kind of container or box that I could just throw all of those super stinky markers or dips that your fishing buddy might spill all over your hand.
That only happened once, and then you almost regurgitated.
um, so I was I was looking around, and it happened to be, it was back to school, so what, August, maybe July, August, somewhere around there. And I walked over and literally I found a pencil box. It was a box that you would throw all your colored pencils in and things like that. And I still use that. That has all of my pens, the scent marker pens, all of my dips, and I think my wacky tool in there. I just throw them all in there because it actually has a really good tight seal to it.
I think the
You
reason
know,
you got that pencil school box, the real reason is because you knew I was going to take you to school. Ba-dump bump, Randizzle. I need to find a way to add the ba-dump dump in here.
yeah, you definitely need to figure that out.
Anywho, let's see. I saw a couple people saying, "Yep, the Flambeaus, Plano Edge." Oh yeah, I did get a test of Plano Edge. I'm kind of on the fence about it. I feel like they're a little expensive. Amazon had a good sale. I think Dick's Sporting Goods actually had like a buy one get one half or buy one get one free, maybe even. But I found like I said, Amazon does those like just random sale deals, and it was like $15 off. So I got one of the crankbait ones. I'm kind of on the edge about it, but they have like the deals in there that are supposed to keep it from rusting. It's like a little brick that goes inside of it, and it's got that, I don't know if it's like that silica gel stuff. I know a lot of guys use that for like gun cabinets and stuff, but you put those like little silica gel packets in there, and it's supposed to pull all the moisture into those. That's why you get like, those little packets with like the little clear beads. I mean, you could probably honestly even just save those and throw those in your fishing box. To be honest,
like the beef jerky things.
Yeah, that's what they do. Is they're supposed to take up moisture. I saw somebody else, and I'm sorry, I don't remember your name where I read it. My stuff's kind of moving. Oh, Andres Romero Gomez said, "Have you ever had problems with chatterbait hooks getting rusty?" The big thing is if you're ever fishing a moving bait like that, I've never had problems buying them that way. But if you fish a lure, you get it wet, don't ever put it back in with other hooks, metal, because that's when you get dampness and moisture in there, and that's when you get everything in the box to rust. So what I always do, Randy and I, is we'll leave stuff out like on the table or on the top of our bags while we're out fishing so it can dry in the sun, and don't put it away with all the rest of the stuff until it's dry. So that could be your issue that you're having there.
The good thing about my last bag, it was like a desert camo type of bag that I actually got at Walmart. It had the molly straps on the outside of it, and you could put anything with a hook onto those molly straps, and you could get the treble to bite in a little bit to the strap itself, and they weren't going anywhere. So that was always nice to just be able to put them on there. And the big thing that you do got to watch out for is that you remember to do something with them before you move to the next spot, because even though it's biting in, you don't want them to fall off, and there goes all your lures.
Quick shout out to Greg. Randy was just talking about Greg. Shout out to Greg for the donation. Love the channel. Love that you're from Iowa. The info and tips from local peeps. Well, we're happy to help, sir. I learned more from you than all other channels combined. The funny thing is, Greg messaged me before and said I'm the only channel he's ever watched. So I'm kidding. That's supposed to be funny, Randy. That's where you laugh and support me. Tough.
Ha 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 ha.
Let's see. Oh yeah, they're Doug. Oh, Doug.
I'm slapping my knee right now.
Doug Stubbs. Doug, are you the same Doug that sent me the packet? We'll see. But silica gel packs go in every box and bag I have. So there we go. It looks like people are already doing that. Why didn't we think of that before, Randy? We had to talk it out.
So real quick, I'm missing all of these chats as they go by super quick. Is there a place to go buy the silica packets, or like them. Yeah, when you go buy a pair of, you go buy a new pair of tennis shoes, there's always a couple of silica packets in there. Do you just hang on to them?
You can. They have a shelf life. Yeah, they have a shelf life for how long they're good for, because they'll only soak up so much. But like I was saying, I know a lot of guys use them in their gun cabinets because you don't obviously want any moisture in there. And you can buy the big ones or just the little, packet of deals things too. So I don't know where you get them. You could probably jump on Amazon right now. Let me check.
Yeah, I'm sure you could find them out on Amazon, but I just don't. That's not anything that I ever, actively go out and try to look for or try to find or anything like that. It's I see them
right there,
and
old Amazon's got them. Silica gel packs. You can get a bunch of them for $10. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of different deals. 100 packets, 100 of those little packets for $7. So there you go. Man, that's a good deal. Silica packets. You're welcome.
I think I've made the joke multiple times of offering you a piece of beef jerky, and it ends up being a silica packet.
Yeah, I'm not huge on beef jerky. Fun tip. Randiz loves beef jerky. I hate the beef jerky that's like shoe leather. There's some of them that are really soft, but if they're so chewy that I chew it and it feels like I'm chewing shoe leather, not a fan. But that's just
there's a time and a place for the really hard beef jerky. If if you're able to dip it or dunk it into a barley pop or a hoppy pop. I don't remember what you referred to it last week or last time we got on here.
An adult beverage, a beer.
Yes, they actually do them wonders. And I love beef jerky. Why wouldn't you?
I love brew. I'm not a fan of the super tough beef jerky. Somebody else asked us, we'll have to do a get to know us live. Somebody else was asking our favorite food and music. We'll have to do a get to know us live where we venture off into other stuff too.
DEBO'S favorite fishing snack
biscuits and
would
gravy.
No, it's not biscuits and gravy. You always cry about wanting it. Your favorite snack is a protein bar filled with coconut.
Because I know you won't eat them. You're over there hijacking my. I brought granola bars that one time, and you're over there. Oh, can I have one of these? Sure. I go back to the granola bar box, and there's none left. Oh, sorry.
And anytime we talk about that, it's like I don't remember what day it was or how many years ago it was. It was we were out fishing. It was in one of your videos, and you go back to grab something, and the donut hole falls out of the Dunkin' Donuts box onto the ground, and you're like, "Man,
I'm
still
still
gonna eat
eating it. Man, you can't waste Dunkin' Donuts.
Right.
Let's see. I saw another good question. Did get a couple questions about lure painting, and that's something we were going to touch on. I can't believe we're already at 45 minutes. I was going to try to keep it at an hour, but the second half of this was going to be the first half to talk about storage, second half to talk about things to do in the dead time. Like, you know, some people don't even fish all winter when it ices over. Some people hate ice fishing. They don't go out. I am going to be doing that. We should have safe ice here pretty soon, but things you can do. You can get into making lures and stuff. So, I mean, you could look at getting stuff to start making and pouring or injecting your own soft plastics. I got into lure painting a couple years ago. Ton of fun. I'll kind of have to do a spin-off video of that. But one thing that I was actually talking to a few folks on, and I've kind of hinted at it a few times this year that I'm going to do a video on, is making your own jigs. And I'm not talking about hand tying. There's some guys that really, really get into it, but I know one thing Randy and I did a while back, I don't remember how long ago, but making some of our own finesse jigs. There's different places where you can get just plain jig heads. That's all this is. And they sell them already made like this. Now, if you get really into it, you can customize and get your own hooks. You know, you can go gammies, mustads, whatever you want. Get your own lead deal, and you'll get little molds like from Do It, and you'll make this all yourself. If my guy Fat Boy Fishing is on here, he has been doing this. You'll see a lot of people hand tying and making their own jigs, but if you don't want to go to all that, if you don't have a ventilated place, you can buy these just like this. And it's still a lot of fun because you can still mix and match whatever you want to put together. I thought I'd grab some of these that were open. Luckily I sharpened my knife or I'd look like a fool on here, Randizzle. Look at that. Look at that sharp knife. Tonto blade. That's actually one from you. Thanks, brother. You gave me that one. But you can get all kinds of different skirts. So, I mean, there's a bunch of companies that sell these. And the fun part is you can kind of just make your own. So, literally, you would just thread this on here. You can cut it however you want. You can get different skirt types. Some of them have more. Some of them are more finesse. And there's different jig types that you can get, too. And once you get all in, like this comes in a pack of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jig heads. The skirts usually come in packs of 5. I don't remember when we calculated out. I think all in you're about 2 something a jig, which is pretty cheap compared to, you know, a lot of the jigs out there. Now, when you start getting into hand-tied skirts and stuff, you can get guys that have different types of heads. So that's what people might say, well, why would you go to somebody and buy, you know, these? Well, you're going to get the quality of specific type of heads. You can pick any color you want, they can do for you. Any type of skirts, because when they do the skirts, they're hand-tying them. So they can put different skirts together. You can, you know, get something that's going to match the hatch specifically in your area. But if you want to start out simple, fun little projects like this, you know, organizing your tackle, building some stuff like this, testing out new rigs, you know, just putting stuff together, trying to get the feel for it. What else? What else did you do in your downtime when you weren't out ice fishing?
You know, honestly, one thing, and, you know, one of the first times that, you know, after our big layoff from working together to actually getting back to know each other, you know, I came over I want to say it was probably during a downtime, and we just kind of hung out and we just sat there and talked. And, you know, you're like, I sat here in my basement and I pitched and I pitched. Yes. If you have the room, and, you know, honestly, especially if you have a short ceiling in like a basement or something like that, that's even better, because that gets you to work with less. Like, do those simple little things of, you know, just trying to, you know, help or work on your actual casting, your different type of, I don't know if you have enough room to do like a roll cast or anything like that, but the pitches, the flips, the different things like that, 100%. Perfect time to give it a shot.
Absolutely. And that was something I did a couple years ago. 3 years ago maybe we were talking about that. You were over. I could not pitch or cast with my left hand. And I think 3 years ago, I dedicated a whole winter to going down and doing 50 pitches every night. And my wife got so sick of it from hearing that the jig hitting. She hated me, but that's okay. It's a good way to get rid of your wife if you don't want her. I'm kidding. I don't know if she's actually watching now. That was supposed to be funny. I love you, honey.
She's not.
No, she doesn't care about my fishing. Anyway, a great way to do that. And daily stuff, not just doing it once every, 3 weeks. Going down every night, and even if you can only pitch like 10 of them. But yeah, I mean, now I'm completely proficient at flipping and pitching either way now. And that's just taken a whole winter to do it in my fun time,
One of the things that I think I'm going to start doing is try this winter, once it starts to really get cold, is using my other hand to try to pitch and flip. I'm left-handed retrieve, so everything stays in my right hand. I'm always using my right hand, unlike you, where you cast with your right hand and then flip back over to your left.
I don't.
I want to get more
all of them now because I use lefties like you. Again, that was from using them in my basement.
Yep, definitely. It's just getting used to it. And the crazy thing is when you have these different rods and reels, and you're like, hey, let me take some B-roll of you casting these things. And I'm like, every single time I'm like, these are backwards. I need to reel with my left hand, not with my right hand. And just those little times getting out there and casting, I'm getting more and more comfortable with using a right hand retrieve versus a left. So just those little things, it's so much of a benefit, because worst case scenario, you get a bird's nest, you peel it off, you fix it, you do whatever. You're not, out on the water trying to save a day of, mediocre fishing and, catching fish, and now you got a bird's nest. So.
Yeah, that's one of the most common questions I get, because people will see me switching back and forth. I now use both left and right, and I'm probably about half and half, I'd say, on my gear. Maybe still probably a few more righties, but I use right-handed reels where I have to reel with my right hand, and I use reels where I reel with my left hand. And that's only as of about 3-ish years ago or whatever, from just doing that all in my basement that year before and then coming out. And now I use both. I can switch on the fly, doesn't matter. And it's nice because oftentimes you'll get a deal on like lefties sometimes, or vice versa. But I've noticed like lefties a lot of times you can kind of find a deal because they might have extras and I can't get rid of them or whatever. So you use both. You don't.
It'd be really interesting to see if there's any way to be able to like vice versa train like setting a hook. I know you've said that if you're jig fishing, you're going to be right-handed retrieve because you can't set a hook with your right hand like you can with your left.
That's my only downfall.
And I don't know. That would be really interesting to figure out a way to try to work on that, or if there's anything that you can do to better that.
I think it's just dedicating to those lefty retrieves and only taking those. So it's like I've gotten feedback before of like my old man taught me, and back then they just didn't have lefty retrieve reels. Back when I learned, it was, all you could find in the stores was like right-handed retrieves, so that's how I learned. What Randy's saying is when I go like to flip and pitch a jig, I have to have a rod where I have it in my left hand and I'm reeling with my right to be able to set it. Otherwise, like if I'm trying to set with my right hand, it's just weird. I did work on that a little bit this year, but I think it's probably just dedicating to it and only taking those out and forcing yourself to.
Yeah.
Let's see. I did get another... Leslie Tincher says, Dizzle is smooth, isn't he? Smooth looking guy.
Most times. The backlasher, do some bicep curls to work on those hook sets.
Yeah, I need to. Scrawny arms. Let's see, I did see another, Park He with the $2 subscription. Thank you, sir. I love your videos. Keep making those awesome vids. I will, sir. And thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, everybody who's donated. Like I said, I'm just a guy that likes to fish, so you guys donating to the channel means a lot. And I hope I can keep giving back on things like this. Randizzle, we almost forgot. How are we going to pick our winners? 2 separate winners tonight. What are we going to do? We should have thought about that first.
This is really an awkward time, but I'm looking at my TV right now. Andrew Heath's talking about War Eagle jigs, so I almost kind of want to give him.
That's one of them? Okay, Andrew Heath talked about War Eagle jigs. So Andrew Heath, hit myself or Randizzle up afterwards. I'm just going to have to go through and pick a random one. I don't even know. We should have thought about this before.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm kind of brand loyal. Not even brand loyal, but if there's something that I like, War Eagles, jigs, things like that, you make a comment and it's up to me to pick, good chance you might
keep that in mind.
Chosen.
Next time I say Randizzle, it's up to you. I'm going to have 800 comments just saying, War Eagle jigs are the best.
War Eagle, yeah.
Sean Schutz had a good question saying, how do you organize fishing line spools to take with you? That is a great question. I actually used to keep them on a big zip tie deal. Since then, I've been kind of lazy. But I've actually, there's, I don't know what it is, like a wooden dowel or something. I've seen people put them on like a wooden dowel and then just put clips on the end. And then you can literally just have that sitting in your truck or the back of your car so they're already on something spinning. You know how you'd have somebody put it on a pencil and hold it for you? They're already on something like that. So if you like lean it up against a bag, you can literally just re-spool there if you need to, you know, if you backlash or blow up something. Otherwise, when like on all my spinning rods, I fish a leader. So all my spinning rods are braid to a leader. And I'll just take 2 full arms length and just wrap them up, and I put a few of those in a Ziploc baggie. And that's how I carry my leaders instead of having big actual spools with me, if that helps you.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that topic up to Debo because I still can't figure out my leader to braid knot. They just aren't working. You know what? That's probably what I'm gonna work on over the winter here, where I can't go out and fish, is tying knots.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, practicing your leader knot and stuff. That's another good point. Yeah, I know people who are not confident with knots. Yeah, perfect time to work on knot tying leaders. A knot that you're just not comfortable with. You know, I know a lot of people say I use, you know, just the clinch knot, but I want to branch out into stuff. If you're not fishing, winter's a perfect time. Good call, Dizzle. I did have Matt Erickson say, do you remove your plastic trailers before storing baits for winter or leave them rigged up? Randizzle, what do you do?
I was going to say that's an amazing question, just because as I'm pulling all of these lures out of, you know, the big tote that I have, I got this whole tray full of chatterbaits that have plastics on there. And I'm sitting and I'm thinking, and here's what I ended up with. The lighter color trailers on those chatterbaits that are bled into by other plastics, I'm pulling those off. The darker trailer baits that aren't affected by bleedings from, you know, other trailers, I'm leaving those on. As long as I keep them somewhere where it's not going to get super dry and they're not going to dry out and get brittle, I think maybe I might be good. Who knows?
Yeah, I've left stuff on over winter. The biggest thing that I can say is make sure you don't leave line or rods and reels that you're not going to respool. Like I always respool stuff after the winter, so I'm not like real worried about the line. Braid, you don't have to. Sorry, nylon lines, mono, fluoro. I usually always change all those out. If you're not going to do that, I have left stuff on, but make sure it's not in the sunlight. If you've got any UV rays or any extra line you have, don't leave it sitting open in your car or inside. Once UV gets to those nylon lines, it'll make them brittle and you'll get the line that just keeps snapping. So store them in a dry, safe, like a Rubbermaid container, dry, dark spot. You don't want them getting all wet and gross, and dry, dark spot, keep them out of the sun. Otherwise it's going to be nasty.
Yep. I saw, I don't know who it was. Somebody said that they struggle with respooling lines or respooling reels. I fell for a gimmick, and if you ask Debo about this, if something pops up on my Instagram, there's a good chance I may just buy it. I'm a sucker for all of that stuff. But essentially it was a reel that kind of looked like a shepherd's hook. So it has a spot for your reel to sit in, and it goes up and it curves over kind of like a candy cane, and you put your line up there. So if it has
is that the Piscifin line spooler deal?
The who's a what's it?
You're talking about your line spooler for your rod, right?
Yeah.
Is
that what it's called?
Is that how you say it? Piscifin?
I have no
That's
idea what it's called. But if you guys want to check out Piscifin, I put that on Debo. I have no idea what that is, and if that's what it's called.
There's a couple companies that make
perfect.
It. You're talking about the deal it looks like a fishing rod deal, and it's got the line thing out. You put it on, you can spool your line up on there.
Yep, and so like a spinning rod, the entire thing swivels around, so you're not getting line twists and stuff like that. I tell you what, those things are amazing. Like I use those time after time. I use them with braid, mono, fluorocarbon. It doesn't matter what I put on there. It comes out perfect. And I don't want to say perfect
I
because
wanted to
I'm
try
doing it,
those,
but
especially for
it
spinning
comes
reels.
out.
I feel like that may be the only actual way to get, because it turns, what he's saying is it turns the whole spool. So as the line's coming off,
Yep.
it's actually turning the spool a line. I feel like that may be one of the only ways to actually spool up a spinning reel and not get twist.
It's kind of like, the astronauts when they're going into their thing and they're spinning while it's spinning and then everything else
The
is
tester
spinning.
deal looks like a big gyroscope deal.
Yeah. And like I said, as long as you put I'm trying to think, you want to put the line on as it's going to come off,
Yeah.
right? Does that make
If
sense?
it goes over the top of the line, it should go on the top of your reel that way.
Yeah. As long as you're doing that, you're totally fine. And like I said, it works amazingly. The thing is if you buy one of these, you're going to get this little part that comes with it, and you're like, I have no idea what this thing is. I'll just throw this away. Hang on to that because that is actually a spool extender. So it has these clamps essentially, and that was to go on to either side of the spool to make it a little bit wider, so your spool doesn't, set in there cockeyed.
Get all
Don't,
helter skelter.
yeah, don't
Cattywampus.
make the
I had people
don't
comment on
make
my
the same mistake I
cattywampus.
did.
Good job, Dizzle. I did see somebody in here said gosh darn it, the stuff keeps moving, but it said Debo and Dizzle, my second favorite double D out there. What else? Somebody else said, oh, Thomas Hines. If I had a way to block you, Thomas, I would. I won't get started on the game then. Go Gophers. Really? Let's see. Dizzle, we need to pick another winner. Who we're gonna pick
I
here?
picked the first one. It's kind of up to you.
D&D looking for a frog rod. Which has been your favorite, man? I think we're gonna have to do a whole separate video on gear, rods, reels, that kind of
That's
stuff. We could
that's
talk
on
a lot
Devo.
about. I had another one. SD said, "Hey Debo, best bait cast suggestion: 150 to 200." Man, again, that's a whole different video.
Ooh, like full combo or just reel or
I think we could touch on all that. I mean, we could talk on some budget stuff. I know a lot of budget-minded folks out there ask for stuff a lot. Budget reel, budget rod, budget combo, and that'd be fun. Get into that.
yeah. It's just it honestly. We've talked about this even when we talked about jigging last time. Like I want a super slow jig reel, and Devo wants a fast one. So it's preference.
It is, and a lot of it's preference. That's the tough part when you try to help someone. What I like and what's
Hmm.
comfortable to me. That's why I tell people to get out and try to get your hands on it and feel it. What I like, you might not. So let's see. I did see an interesting thing here from what was it? They tried Plano Z Wrap for bank anglers. Look it up, Dizzle. Plano Z Wrap. We'll have to see what that is. I've never heard of that. Have you?
Never heard of it.
Okay, we'll have to look that up. Plano Z Wrap. Thomas Hines. Thank you, sir. Let's see. I'm just going to go through, and wherever my cursor lands, that's who's going to be the random giveaway on this second one. Whoops! I just went all crazy. It highlighted everything. Okay, let's try that again. I don't want to highlight all chat. Dale Morris. Buy or make your own stencils for painting. Dale Morris, if you're still on, let me know. You're going to be the second winner, sir. Oh, I got another donation. Well, let's see. What do we get here? Let's see.
I know.
Joshua Chisholm. Is your opinion of Cast King the same as your first vid? I've actually started branching out and using different stuff. When you talk about some of the budget stuff, I think now so many other companies have caught up. It seemed like for a while there was only a couple companies kind of doing the budget deal, whereas a lot of other companies were focusing on the stuff that was a little bit higher price. Now you're seeing those companies come down and making stuff that's more affordable. I was actually just talking on Alex Rudd's channel. You see so much more stuff at $100 with more features and stuff in it now than you would have seen a few years back because companies are getting wise to that. People aren't wanting to spend, that crazy amount of money. They've got the technology now where you can get good stuff for, 50, $100. So that's why I really started branching out and using a whole bunch of different stuff because, it's hard to give people an opinion if you've only used two budget reels or whatever. Honestly, my favorite budget reel from last year was that Lose, not the American Hero. I always get it, Lose Classic or whatever, that $59 Lose.
Yeah.
Great. That was the day I caught, what, 30 some topwater fish on it. Thing you have to worry
No,
about,
you
and
didn't.
that's, yeah, I did. 30. I'm going to say 30. You were just mad because I was going to powerbomb you at the boat dock.
13 maybe.
13. But that's a whole nother conversation about, if you've got stuff, budget stuff, what's it going to work for versus things it's not going to work for. That's a whole different video. I've kind of talked on that before. Got another one. Oh, from Randy Haight. Randy, is that you? Love your channel. Thanks for all the videos. Randy, thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, that's amazing.
We appreciate you. That's awesome.
Beyond amazing.
Blows me away that people would do that. Thank you all so much. I'm going to do more giveaways. And this money, I'm going to try to use it to do more stuff like this. I do have a couple unboxings coming. And what I'm going to try to do for those unboxings, trying to get some stuff that I want to try, new stuff, because I know, like a lot of you, it's kind of my way to get different stuff and try it and give you guys honest feedback. Is it going to work? Does it not work? I'm by no means the be-all, end-all on that stuff, but I'm going to try it like a lot of you, in bank fishing situations and stuff and give you feedback. So when I do those unboxings and such, I'm going to try to get extra stuff and put a little package together and do a giveaway each time I do those. So somebody else can try it, get used to it. Randy, I know you're still, what's the situation on your channel? I think we've got Dizzle pretty close to getting his channel going.
Really?
Are you getting close to it?
That's you're gonna come at me like that, huh?
What?
Put me on the spot, huh? No, yeah, I'm right. I'm right there. I'm really, really, really close to getting something rolling. I feel like I'm gonna kind of come at the whole thing similar to what Debo is, but totally different at the exact same time. We have a lot of opinions that are very similar, but again, it's just like the mind frame, and we see the end goal, but we get there different routes. So hopefully we can, kind of, bounce each other off, different type of, ideas and things like that. And, I don't want to step on his shoes too much, but I got some ideas for some videos, and, hopefully very, very, very soon, within the next amount of time, there should be some stuff up there.
Next amount of time. Well,
Yep.
I'm excited for you to get your channel up. I was not trying to put you on the spot, Randizzle. I know it'll come sometime.
I'm just messing with you, brother.
If it doesn't, I'm going to keep kidnapping you and taking you fishing with me. So, were there any more questions? I wanted to keep it to an hour. We've still got a bunch of people in here. I know there were a couple good questions. I don't know why my chat keeps like jumping up. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, I saw one that was somebody, I'm not sure, I'm sorry, it ran through real quick, but somebody asked for a medium, I believe it was a medium heavy jig rod for a shorter person, 6'6", 6'9", somewhere around there. Honestly, I will just jump in right away and say that one of my favorite jig rods was a 6'9" Mojo Bass St. Croix. It was $120-ish, but that thing was amazing. And I know the last time we got together, we talked, and Debo had mentioned something about a tournament the Frosty Rod tournament. That's the rod that I had caught that bass on. So it's 6'9", St. Croix Mojo Bass. I think they're amazing. They give you a great warranty. Yeah, overall, I think they're a really, really, really good rod to look into.
Isn't that your cranking rod too? I got to throw.
It was my cranking rod. I had a cranking, and I had a. It was actually a worm rod or worm jig rod, something along those lines, I think. But it was Mojo Bass, and I truly, truly love that rod. And then one of the eyes broke on it. I gotta fix it, and as soon as I fix it, it's coming back into the mix.
Aye, Captain. Andrew Helbling. Helbling, is that how you say it? Andrew, thank you very much. He said, good work, fellas. Keep it up. I certainly will, Andrew. I want to do something special next time. You guys have blown me away by the donations and chat stuff. You guys are too dang kind. Maybe it's because it's Christmas and they feel sorry for me. Probably thought I wouldn't get anything, but thank you very much. Then, of course, my guy, Chris McVeigh, he didn't even say anything. He doesn't need to. Chris has been a follower since probably I had about 4 subs. So, Chris, thank you for staying with me this whole time. I appreciate you, brother. I did see a question. G-Fan Kim, how much are line colors chosen for the angler? Visibility, so me being able to see it, versus for the fish and visibility. I think this was my guy, Philip Cheek, I just had a conversation about this with. So I'm a strict believer in, I think, fish see line color. So I'm, as often as I can, using fluorocarbon versus braid because braid, you can see it. Rand Dizzle and I did a deal one day. He was using bright blue braid versus my fluorocarbon, and I was catching more fish than him. However, fluoroliter, yep, braid to a fluoroliter, yep. However, I think it was Philip. I haven't seen him on, but we chat back and forth, and it's funny because he's just a subscribed fishing friend who we kind of hit it off once and become friends online. It's crazy, that you can just kind of kick it off with folks just like we are now, but. He was talking to someone who's like a fisheries biologist or something who was saying the more important thing is not whether it's fluorocarbon or braid, but the actual diameter of the line. So he said 100% of the time he fishes braid for the sensitivity, but he tries to fish the smallest braid that he can. So as opposed to being able to see the braid versus fluorocarbon, he said fish are going to be able to see 20-pound fluorocarbon easier than they're going to be able to see 8 or 10-pound braid or whatever, if you have like obviously a natural color. So I thought that was kind of interesting. We were talking back and forth on that, and he's like, I didn't want to tell the dude he was wrong, but he's like, I don't know. He's like, I kind of feel like for my own sanity, I have to use fluorocarbon. That's an interesting topic. I've never honestly thought about it that way. I know smallmouth guys will swear by, if you don't use a small fluorocarbon leader, like a 6. Some guys even go crazy, and like down Aaron Martins talks about like a 4 or 5 pound fluorocarbon. Crazy using that stuff. But you get up on those real clear lakes, I mean, they will completely roast you if you're not using that stuff. So, what are you laughing at?
I just saw Neil. Thanks, Neil. Yeah, I want to push Debo in all the time.
Yeah, you're a bully.
That's
clearly.
I did just saying. No, but that honestly, that is crazy. And, thinking a little bit more into it, whenever I'm like trying to catch smallmouth and I'm specifically using a jig, I'm going to, like I said, trim down the skirt a bunch. I'm going to take my trailer and I'm going to maybe cut off a rib or 2 or a rib and a half, something like that, and make it a little bit smaller than what it actually needs to be. And,
I'm going to interrupt you quick.
All plays.
Tom Stouffer gave a donation and said, a nickel for each Kirk Ferentz Hawkeye win. Thank you, Tom. Go Hawks. Sorry. I want to get that before.
Is that, I just want to say, is that like for this season or all together? Because
would have to be all together.
But yeah, the smallmouth, like, I'd throw the same exact jig for a largemouth. And they would inhale it. A smallmouth, they're just gonna nip at the little pincers and things like that. You cut it down a little bit, and it's got to be something that correlates with the size of the line and the size of the lure, and ultimately everything. It needs to be the complete package to catch some of those toads.
84 Neilbone dropped another donation and said, "Do you ever get the urge to push one another in the water when you're fishing? Debo, I love Dizzle, but can you push him in the water next summer?"
he can try. That's what I was laughing about, Neil. We're gonna see. Hey, are those GoPro housings? Are they like waterproof, or are they like resistant to water?
No. So the ones I have open holes because we still use the old GoPro 4s because they have the mic deal. So, okay, Bassassin Fishing dropped a donation and said, "Love the channel, learn more than I could possibly imagine, hoping to send you some soft plastics I shoot over the winter." Well, dude, I would be happy to try some of those out. Thank you very much, sir. And trying to give away more. Like I said, I've had some folks send in stuff literally to me just to add to giveaways. That's how cool the fishing community is. Sending me stuff that I can in turn send out to you guys. super cool. I appreciate the chain of support. Randizzle, since they could get messed up with water, I say we take our GoPros off and we try to find a dock that's suspended across a river, and we'll do an old school American Gladiators type jousting thing and not try to knock each other in. You down?
Okay, I will definitely not push you in before we even start.
Loser has to give the winner the combo of their choice. You heard it here, folks.
Done. Wait. Losers got to shave their beard.
No. It's not happening. I'm ugly enough. The beard's like one of the only things I got left, dude. Don't take that away from me.
Oh, come on.
Don't take that away from me.
You're a handsome man, and you know
Gizmo. Gizmo's another great supporter. Said favorite fishing pliers and line trimmers. Gizmo, that's a good question. So those boomerang things, I hate that they went cheap on them recently. They used to come with like a metal clip thing that you could clip on your like waistband or on your bag. But those boomerang little snips, they're just like a little tiny, I don't have them with me, but it's a little tiny like nipper at the end, and they're on a lanyard, like a retractable lanyard. So you can literally just have them on your pocket, clip to it, pull it out, snip it, and then let them go, and it retracts back. I've used those for the longest time. Otherwise, I've got, what are those pliers I got? I think actually they're Piscifin pliers that come with like a little holster deal, and on the side of it they have a braid cutter plus the pliers. Those are pretty handy too.
Those were the ones, did you get them with that bag?
No, I bought them separate.
The shoulder sling bag?
Yeah, I bought them separate.
Yeah, those are really nice. Or just, honestly, what were they? Abu Garcia or Strike King, something like that. Scissors. If you get like a small like carabiner,
so handy.
Throw them on. Put them on the carabiner and then like hook that carabiner to your bag.
So if you ever see Randizzle get upset in my videos, I usually try to zoom in on him. There's certain inside jokes that we have. Here's a fun one. So there was one time where Randy I think he told me 73 times in a row how handy it was to have these little braid scissors in his truck. And after he got done with the conversation, I simply looked at him and said, "So handy." And that was one of the few times I think he actually wanted to punch me in the face. Like legit punch me in the face and push me in.
Okay, so a little bit more background. My passenger seat is not usable during the fishing season. There's everything fishing there. The door, you don't even want to try to grab the inside of the door because there's treble hooks, there's regular hooks. You don't want to do it. And I'm always like, hey, get a little pair of scissors, braid scissors, whatever, and keep them right there.
Matt Erickson, Thank you, sir, for dropping the donation. He said, "You guys are awesome. Would like to see a real maintenance live. Need some advice on taking a dial apart to clean it." That is actually a really cool idea. Do a live reel cleaning and be like, okay, guys, we'll do like the follow along, like a paint with Bob Ross. Clean your reel with Debo. Huh?
Yes, dude. I have so many reels I can bring over as like examples for you to be able to like clean for me.
I see what you're trying to do there.
Dude, those small screws make me so worried. Real quick, as that relates, I don't know if you guys... Here, I actually got one right here. These little things, this is like... It's got a big magnet on the bottom, and it's just like a little dish. These things are amazing when it comes to taking apart reels and things like that, because you throw those little tiny screws in there, and the entire dish is magnetic. And it's just going to stick in there. You don't have to worry about losing them and things like that. So
that's cool. I've seen those.
Yeah, definitely. If you, most hardware stores have them, so check those out.
All right, we're already at an hour 20. Let's see. I did see two more cool things I wanted to jump up. Oh yeah. So Mark Theobald, that was one that I was going to address. Mark Theobald said, "So is that the girls playing upstairs?" Yes, I'm sorry on some of these lives. There might be a dog that interrupts me, or it sounds like a herd of elephants upstairs. That's my two girls up there playing. So excuse them. I apologize if you guys can hear it. Yeah, Steve TX says thump, 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 thump. Yes, I didn't know how well you all could hear that. I'm sorry. Next time I won't give them 17 cookies before I go live. It's Christmas. They had
it's
Christmas
weird.
cookies.
I haven't heard any of it.
Really? I probably hit with headphones. Let's see. Oh, Daniel Hedrick said, like the reel cleaning, is it somewhat universal step by step? So yes, one thing that Matt Erickson said was he had a Daiwa to take apart. Each one's going to be a little bit different. If you get a lot of the standard Doyo reels, so like your Abu Garcia, Revo X, a lot of the $100 reels are pretty much the same. A lot of them are made in the same factory. Luz, Abu. I don't know if the Bass Pro Shops, the Johnny Morris and Fluger stuff is made there still. I would assume any of the pure fishing stuff is, but a lot of them are going to be like, you open them up and look at those, they're going to be almost identical. Once you start stepping up, obviously Daiwa, Shimano, and I believe Okuma as well. Am I getting an echo? Is that bad?
Sorry, there's dogs barking outside my.
This is real life.
Here.
See, this just shows we're real guys. Kids stomping upstairs, dogs attacking people at the door. But once you start getting into those different reels, a little bit higher priced, or like I was saying, Shimano, Daiwa, they kind of have their own little quirks to them. So yeah, that is a good thing to talk about. They're not all going to be 100% the same, but depending on what you're using, if you've got a lot of those at around that price, they are, because a lot of them are made in the exact same place. So
I don't know who it was, but I did notice something at the start of your, breaking down a reel conversation. Take pictures, look at it, get some sort of schematic, if you will. Just know the general idea of where, a screw might have come from, and, cross your fingers, you should be good.
Let's see. Andrew Helbling said melatonin. Yeah, I usually just give them cranberry juice full of NyQuil. I'm kidding. I don't actually do that. People are going to get pissed off and unsubscribe from me. I don't do that to my girls.
Oh.
Okay,
you never have.
Here's a good one. So this is one thing I was going to talk about. K4K Outdoors and Prospecting. Would all of the extra magnetic pieces mess with the brakes? Hopefully not. No, it wouldn't mess with that, I wouldn't think, because I don't think you're going to be able to magnetize and switch it off enough to... The aluminum spool isn't magnetic. Aluminum's not magnetic, so the actual spool itself, you can put it up to magnets and it doesn't do anything. It's not until it actually starts spinning and creating that magnetic field that's actually what puts force on it. So I don't think you could enough to actually mess it up. But the only thing, Randall, I was going to say about your dish thing, that is a cool way not to lose it, like if you're just taking off a side plate. But once you get into it and start taking all the different spots, I literally lay them out in order. So I take off the side plate here. I take off the next thing here. Take off the next part here. And even my screws, I put them in the exact order as I take them out. So if I have like 2 top screws and a bottom screw, I put them that exact same way on my towel. Or if you have like a gun cleaning mat or anything like that, laying them out that way, so when you go to put it all back together, it's in the exact opposite order. That would be my only thing.
See,
instead of just throwing everything into a 10, then you're going to be like, because some of them are just a little bit different length, and you can kind of end up in a world of trouble. But
yeah, I mean, that's why you're the smart one of the group. Yes.
Jacobs and Inga said, yep, usually the reels come with schematics to the reel. Yeah, that exploded diagram is golden. Don't throw that away if you ever get into reel cleaning and stuff. It is.
Yeah.
Let's see. I did see one other one. Let's see. North Cal EFA said Finesse jigs are waiting delivery. I had a few people, actually, Randy, say that they were getting into the Finesse jig game after watching us and they were having success. So, sir, you should feel happy.
Dude, that's so amazing. That's like truly awesome. Like, part of me is like, I love it when people get out there and use the jig or use the method that I love. But then other part of me is like, man, you better stop using the thing that I love, because you're going to catch all those fish that I want to catch, type of thing. But honestly, it's amazing. It's so awesome, getting a message from somebody that says, I caught my first jig fish, or, I caught a PB on a jig, or, anything like that. And just saying that they listened to what I had to say. Who does that?
I know. Two dummies who like to fish. Brian O said, can't believe there are still over 330 people even after the giveaway. Awesome. That is awesome. Usually after the giveaway, we have like 5 viewers left. So I'm glad people stayed. Right. I'm kidding. Not 5.
That's usually when I take off too.
Dizzle is the muscle 100%. That's why I can get in fights and talk smack to people when I'm out fishing, because I've got Dizzle to back me up.
Oh, come on now.
G Fan Kim with the drop money for us. $2 said, keep it up, fellas. Thank you very much. We will certainly try to. It's fun. Like Randy said, we like to just get on here and talk fishing. I try to have a plan because it was kind of interesting. I had a number of people when I put the question out there, like, do you want to see me do a live, yes or no? I had a number of people say, no, we can't because I don't have time to watch it, or I'm not a fan of lives, or it's just people saying, hey to people on there. That's why we try to have an idea first of what we're going to talk about and then try to interact with people along the way. I think it's a fun deal. And since we do have enough people here, who was it that said that? Just to show a surprise that if you do stay, who was it that said that? Who said that? Was it Brian O, did I say? Whoever said we still have 300 and some people watching after the giveaway, hit me up on Instagram. I'm going to have something special for you. We're going to do, Brian O, I believe it was.
I think I did.
You did? Randizzle, you have full access to whatever you need at DEBO'S Tackle Shop. But I think we're going to close it. Randy, what closing thoughts do you have? We're almost at an hour and a half. I don't want to keep people on. I know people are probably with their families and such, but we wanted to jump on and say hey and do a little talking, do a giveaway. What do you think?
Yeah, honestly, I said it before. Like, this is ridiculous. This, like, honestly blows my mind. When I said earlier, people come up to me and they say hey, and stuff like that. That's awesome. Debo, if I can get you to like throw my Instagram in the like whatever what the fancy kids say in the subject or whatever. If anybody has a question, reach out to me.
I don't know how to do that on here. I'm not real technologically advanced.
I'll just make a comment with whatever my name is on there. But if you guys have a question, if you want to know something, you want to pick my brain, go ahead and reach out to me. I'll respond to you guys. I got no problem with it. I enjoy it. Honestly, one of my buddies back in the day had a bumper sticker that said, I say we fish 5 days a week and work 2 or something along those lines. I love fishing, everything about fishing, hard water, soft water. Let's do it. Let's give it a shot.
Oh, I completely forgot. I've got stickers. So everybody that threw a donation in, I think what we're going to do next time is for anybody that donates, we're going to do a special giveaway for those folks in one pot, and then a random giveaway for everybody commenting. But everybody who donated, everybody's going to get a sticker. So if you donated tonight to the channel, make sure you hit me up on Instagram. I don't really have a way of talking to you otherwise. Hit me up on Instagram. I'll get you one of the DEBO'S stickers that my brother made. Put those out. Hopefully you guys can get those and sport the old DEBO. I appreciate y'all. If you want one, hit me up and let me know. Will Junkin, I recognize Will. I will second and help sponsor the reel cleaning video. Awesome. Well, I will certainly make that happen. That's a really cool video idea. I like that a lot. And Brian O said, pick somebody else. I'm the one that won the reel. Brian, what are you doing hogging all these giveaways? We'll have to pick somebody else here. Let's see.
John Hancock. I'm pretty sure that's my username. 98% sure.
Oh, _ Randall. Oh, since John Hancock was nice and helped us out, John Hancock, you're going to be the winner for throwing Randall's name in there. Boom. People helping people in the fishing community. See, it pays to be nice to people. Everybody being jerks out there. I did have one other question I saw come up before we hop off. Gizmo said, the more live shows you guys do, the better you two will become. Well, we will all become better with each other, Gizmo. We have fun doing it. Neil asked, DEBO needs a beard sponsor. Actually, Randy's the guy with the beard products, and I saw somebody ask that a while back. What products do you use? Randy, maybe we can do a live talking about beard care. How I keep this fake beard.
I'll break out all my brushes and combs and balms and oils and all that stuff.
See there, Rob Harrison, I think is actually who it was. Look at his beard my goodness, he's got an amazing beard. Can it still count to get a sticker now? He just donated to the channel. Yes, Rob, you can certainly get a sticker. Everybody that donated tonight, free sticker on me, and I'm actually going to enter you guys into a raffle. Everybody that donated tonight, I'm going to do another a lure giveaway to you guys. I'll pick someone randomly. So.
DEBO, I need a sticker. For the gun cabinet.
You for sure get sticker. I have some limited edition Christmas stickers. You get Randizzle.
Dang.
Let's see. I did have
Blooper video. Oh man.
Yes, that's the one I saw. I am doing a blooper video. I started working on it. The only bad thing about blooper videos is I've got so much footage to go through, and like a lot of them I don't remember at the time. That's what's hard. Is like I literally don't remember it. So
I thought you were gonna say there's so many that it's hard to choose from.
oh, that too. Yeah, it's gonna be like a 5-hour, five
Wait,
part miniseries.
Are we talking bloopers or tantrums or AP Bass and freakouts? What are we talking here?
Everything, all of the above. Doug Stubbs dropped the $5. Doug, you need to hit me up on Instagram. Are you the Doug Stubbs that sent me the package? I don't know if you've answered in there, but if you did, hit me up on Instagram. I need to know. But yeah, that's going to be one coming very soon. I started working on it today. The best and worst lures. That one's going to be dropping Monday. Best and worst lures of 2020. I know. I've got a best and worst gear of 2020. I think I'm going to do. So yeah, Todd Lester dropped a buck in there. Todd, thank you very much, sir. But that's it. I think we're going to get off for the night. You're going to see some Debo and Dizzle bloopers, behind the scenes stuff. What a lot of people don't understand is it oftentimes takes about 17 different takes of us to get like an intro or something because we're laughing or the light's not right. So there's going to be like a montage of intros that are messed up. There are a few tantrums.
Stop right now. You can't show the one from, God, I don't even know where. All the vultures, and you're trying to get me to do the intro. You can't do that.
Oh my gosh, that one only took like 13 tries. I thought for a second you were possessed. You were speaking in like demonic tongue or something. I didn't know what was going on.
Man.
Webb. I don't even know how to say your last name. Adelsberger, is that right? I hope so. I'm sorry. Thank you for the donation. Alan, thank you very much for the donation. I'll take a sticker. Anybody that needs a sticker, hit me up on Instagram. If you don't have a way to hit me up on Instagram, comment below. I'll be trying to answer questions and stuff afterwards. We'll figure out a different way, but hit me up on the Instagram. But that's it. That's going to do it from us for tonight. An hour and a half live. We appreciate everybody coming in. Hopefully you can spend time with your families, Christmas, holidays, whatever it is you celebrate, even nothing. Just now is a good time to go say hi to your family and give them a hug and be together. But Dizzle, anything to add before we get out of here?
Yep, no, 100%. Don't wait till tomorrow to do what you can that you can today. Yeah.
That's right. You never know.
Tell somebody, hey, hi, love you. Talk to you later.
Love you. Good way to end it. We love all you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Lures to Lions dropped a donation in there. Sticker, please. I will get you one. But that is it for us tonight. Thank you all so much for watching, and